Hi everyone, it's Bree. Welcome back to my channel. I'm back with another video. So once again, I am making a video based off of a tweet that I saw because I thought it would be an interesting topic to cover on this channel. And so, of course, I'm going to have the tweet on screen as I am reading it. So the original tweet that I saw was, you ever notice that it's socially acceptable to tell poor people how to spend their money, but when we ask the rich to stop hoarding wealth, the response is it's their money. This tweet really spoke to me because, again, this is just something that has just really bothered me, and it probably bothers me because I'm broke. But I was happy to see that I'm not the only person that notices this. It's weird, and I get a lot of it has to do with the fact that a lot of people just fall into the norms of, capitalism, because that's kind of how our country is run. But it is interesting to me how people continue to just kick poor people when they're down, but they want to protect people that are wealthy. Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. Now, I do get why people who are already rich want to stay rich. That makes sense. But I don't understand why poor people, or maybe not poor, but maybe people who aren't super wealthy, who maybe don't make six figures, I'm always confused as to why they would rather continue to help the rich stay richer as opposed to helping those in need. I've never understood this. And don't get me wrong, like, I mean, I purchase things from big businesses, and it just depends too. Like, there's just some things that I'll buy from a bigger corporation based on, like, if I know that I need it to be like a certain quality, right? Like, if I'm gonna buy a laptop, I'm gonna get the laptop from Best Buy or Target. I'm not gonna get a laptop from some like third party foreign company that I've never ever heard of. I'm gonna get a HP laptop. I'm gonna get a well-known brand that I know can like hold up, because I'm spending a lot of money on it. But something like clothes or even makeup, like, I'm willing to shop with smaller businesses that offer that kind of stuff because they need the money. And I feel like a lot of these corporations too, like, they lack a lot of, like, the ethics, and just people in general. Like, I just see stuff all the time of people judging other people because they can't afford certain things, right? It's always and this actually goes into the second tweet that I saw that was underneath this tweet, and I had to retweet it because I'm like, this is literally what I've been trying to explain to people. So the tweet says, it all stems from capitalism, propaganda, teaching people to believe that the rich have had to work hard and earn their money. Meanwhile, poor people are apparently lazy and deserving of the struggles. If hard work was all it took, the world would be overrun by millionaires. And I feel like this tweet explains perfectly what I've been trying to explain to people who just don't get it. The first part where he says, people believe that the rich worked hard to earn their money. Sometimes that's true. Sometimes it's not. Like, that's why I feel like sometimes people need to, like, wake up. Like, a lot of these people that are rich came from rich. Like, a lot of these wealthy people, they get to continue to pass on their wealth. A lot of these people who have, like, these big companies now, it's because they had funding. I believe that Jeff Bezos, I don't know how you say his last name, but the guy that owns Amazon, I believe he started Amazon with the money that his parents gave him. And so, a lot of these people, they're starting out with all of this money because they have that privilege to. And people see these CEOs and stuff, and they automatically assume that they all came from nothing. I mean, look at what happened with the Kylie Jenner situation. She was named like a self-made billionaire or something, and people were like, this girl is not self-made. She comes from fame. She already had a platform. She comes from money. Like, is that really self-made? Like, I don't understand why people default to protecting the rich, and people get really defensive about rich people and their wealth because again, like as the original tweet said, when talking about asking rich people to stop hoarding their money. Again, I see both sides of this because I'm an entrepreneur and I see the business side of it. So on one hand, I do agree that if you did work hard for your money and your money is your money, you can do whatever you want with your money. Even if you want your money to just sit in a bank account somewhere and not do anything with it, that's your right. It's your money. No one can tell you what to do with your money. However, I do think it is a little bit weird and unethical that, and I probably need to look this up. If I look it up, I'll put it up on screen as well. But Jeff Bezos makes a lot of money from Amazon per like minute, hour, whatever. And I understand that a part of that is taking out because he has to pay for, ads, pays for, he paying, workers all around, the country and stuff. Like he's not keeping all of that money that he's making, and I totally understand that. However, he is making a lot of money. And is it wrong of us to say that if you only took a small chunk, a small percentage of what Jeff of what Jeff Bezos makes, is it wrong to say that if, like he should do that, because if he does do that, then we can cure, or we can solve like a great percentage of hunger in the country. Like I don't think that that's wrong to say or want. It's weird to me that people who see other people suffering, they want them to just stay like that. Like I just don't get that. Because for me, if I was making the money that he was making, oh my gosh, I would be giving it to, not everybody, but I would be donating. I would be buying people food. I would be trying to I would be trying to help people. Now I think there's a difference between helping people and taking care of people, and I think that's where people are getting it confused, because they think that by giving somebody a meal that you're somehow like, because there's this idea out there that if you help poor people, that they aren't going to want to help themselves because they're just getting free help from somewhere else. But a lot of these people, they go weeks without meals. They go weeks without like they have maybe one or two pairs of clothes that they have to wear throughout the whole year. Like there's a lot of people out there that are suffering, and not to their own fault. I don't understand why people think that all poor people are poor because they chose it. I don't get that, and it pisses me off when I see people say that, especially people that I know. I see people that I know that I go to school with saying that people are choosing to be poor and choosing not to work. It's like you are such in a bubble that you think that everybody out here that's struggling is choosing to struggle. And it also blows my mind when black people say it. It's like we struggle the most because we have the most against us. People don't want to give us jobs. Like, I'll use me for an example. Again, like I've had like the worst time trying to find a job. Like even like the little like retail jobs, like Bath and Body Work, like little jobs that don't require much, I've had a hard time to getting. And I'm not saying that these are the reasons why I couldn't get those jobs. Like there's a lot of different reasons. But for someone like me, right, I'm black. That's strike number one. A lot of good paying jobs don't want black people. Now a lot of them are starting to, because now it's being required that companies have a certain quota that they meet in terms of diversity in their companies. And so a lot of times too, you will find companies that will hire you because you're black, because they need to fill up that quota. But a lot of times they're not going to go for people that are black. That's number one, especially if it's a predominantly white company. Secondly, my name. My name is not the easiest to pronounce. My name has been butchered so many times throughout my life. I've been called so many different things. And so a lot of times employers, and this isn't just for black people, this is for people from any other country. If you come to America and you have a name that is really hard to pronounce, a lot of employers won't even offer you a job because they can't pronounce your name. And a lot of times too, like people who come from, like, you know, especially Asian countries, they'll come to America and they'll have like an American name just to get them through certain doors. Like, there's a lot of privileges that people don't think about that even goes beyond race sometimes. And so I say all that to say, you have all of these obstacles in the way, in terms of getting a job, and there's so many like requirements that shouldn't even be requirements. Like, there's a lot of jobs out there that a lot of people can do with the right amount of training, but because they'll require like a degree. Even if you don't necessarily need the degree, they'll still have that. So then you got to worry about, okay, well, now I got to go to school, but I can't afford to go to school. Like, there are so many things that can cause somebody to not be able to provide for themselves. And so it's beyond me. It's beyond me how people can just sit there and be like, oh, you struggle because you choose to struggle. That's not always, like, things happen. People have, oh wait, hold on, sorry, I'm back. But yeah, like people what was I saying? Like, people have, like, you know, different reasons for why they're struggling, and like stuff can happen. Like, maybe you have a family member that has a medical emergency, and now you're faced with all of these medical bills, and now you have to sell your house and sell your car just to keep them alive. Like, you don't know why people are struggling. So stop saying that they're lazy and that they don't deserve help. And another thing too, because a lot of people be bitter too. Like, a lot of people who've maybe had like a hard time in life, and they kind of had to maybe had to grow up early, or had to provide for themselves because of something traumatic that happened to them. I feel like they take out that trauma on other people who are being taken care of, and they have this mentality of, well, no one helped me and no one did anything for me, so no one should have to help you either. Like, we gotta stop having that type of mindset. Like, it's not gonna hurt you to help. Like, it's not gonna hurt you to help people, and it's certainly not gonna help. It's not gonna hurt you to not be so judgmental. And I also want to get into the like protecting millionaires. That too, like, whenever that conversation comes up of, oh, if we took 3% of so and so's money, we could fund these schools. If we could take 2% of so and so's money, we could help all the homeless people in New York get clothing and food. Like, and then you see people respond to that as, no, you can't do that. You can't tell them what to do with their money. You know, they can do what they want with their money. Stop trying to take money away from the rich. Now, I could see if you were taking an amount that was going to just completely change up their lifestyle, but that's not what people are doing. People are just wanting to take a little redistribute the wealth, basically, so everybody isn't struggling. Now, I understand that the world also can't be perfect. We can't live in a perfect world, or maybe we can, but to my knowledge, the world isn't meant to be perfect, and everyone isn't meant to live wealthy. Like, that just would be weird. But if you have the means to help people, and there are proven ways and strategies to be able to help somebody financially, I don't see what's wrong with that. Especially considering, like, and again, I feel like we live in a very materialistic world, and people, I don't know, it's weird. Like, it's just weird to me that people are so against wanting other people to thrive. Like, why do you want people to struggle? I don't get that. And again, like, people, I see a lot of people too who they do end up, you know, thriving and doing well for themselves, and they'll if they have family members that are struggling. Like you see a lot of these celebrities, when they blow up, what's the first thing they do? They buy their mom a house, they buy their mom a car, they help out their family members that have been struggling but also have been there for them throughout their journey. So then when they are able to kind of give back to them and give back to their family members, they do that. So apparently there's nothing wrong with helping out your family members, but then when it's a stranger down the street, it's a problem. Like I don't like that. Like I just think it's weird. It's weird that people are just so it's the empathy. It's the lack of empathy. People just don't care. And again, you don't have to care, but again, when I see people like strongly inserting like that type of opinion online, it does bother me a little bit. I'm like, why does it bother you, and why do you feel the need to? Because you know people are struggling, so then on top of that, you're now gonna degrade them and tell them that they deserve it because they're lazy and they won't get up and go work. Like, do y'all really think jobs come that easy? Do you guys really think that wealth comes that easy? It doesn't. Most people in this country, most people in this world are not rich. Most people aren't. So I don't know why people think that that's like an easy thing to obtain. Yes, you can work hard and get there, but sometimes working hard doesn't, I'm not gonna say it doesn't work, but you don't always get what you want because you work hard. And I wish people would understand that. And it's like, if you don't want to help people, that's fine, that's your right, but stop judging people. And I think the whole, like, I do think it's weird that people do kind of look down on people that are struggling, but then they are quick to defend and support millionaires. Like, y'all are so quick to put money in people's pockets that are already rich, but then don't even want to dare support a small black owned business that, you know, is struggling. Like, y'all don't even want to help your own people. You just want to continue to support people that are already rich. For what? Like, I get that there's like other factors there too. Like, a lot of bigger companies can sell things for cheaper. Like, you can get a t-shirt at Rue 21 for like $7, whereas a small black business, they might be selling t-shirts for $25. But you got to remember, it's different. Like, Rue 21, they can afford to send or to sell clothes that are cheaper because of their suppliers, who they're connected to, the material. Like, they have access to more resources and different things that allows them to do that, and allows them to mass produce, allows them to ship things quicker, just like Amazon. Like, Amazon has their own delivery service. That's why they can send things out as fast as they can, because they're not using like the regular like UPS, FedEx system. Not all the time, sometimes they do, but they have like their own people that deliver stuff for them. The average black owned business doesn't have that. They probably went to the local custom t-shirt place, had to order a bunch of t-shirts in one color in bulk. They maybe got 20 of those t-shirts, and it probably cost them hundreds of dollars, and now they're having to resell those t-shirts in order to make a profit. And the t-shirts are probably like, you know, Gildan. You know, they're probably not like, I mean, Gildan is good quality, but you know, it's not going to be like some of these, like, people don't factor that into, people don't factor that in when they're supporting certain businesses. And that's why I feel like too, people need to do their research. Because, sorry y'all, my camera died, but yeah, I was pretty much done explaining. Like, I just feel like people need to change up their mindsets, because again, a lot of the people too who think that they're, you know, or not think, like, a lot of the people out there that are working hard and are making like a decent living from it, like, they're working hard for someone else. Like, they're working hard, but they're still essentially making the rich richer, even though they're working a full-time job and providing for themselves. So I just think that overall, going into 2021, we just need to be a little bit more empathetic. And if not, then just worry about yourself, worry about your own finances. Don't worry about, you know, what other people are doing, and stop trying to like overanalyze people's situations too, because a lot of people think that they're like everyone thinks that they're like a professional and they're a therapist and they can figure out why people are going through certain things, like, or not necessarily a therapist, but people that, but a lot of people think that they can look at somebody and tell why they're in the situation that they're in or why they're going through certain things, and really you don't really know what people are going through and why they're going through certain things. So just keep that in mind before you judge somebody. That's pretty much what I wanted to say on that. But yeah, please let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. I would love to get more people in my comment section, so please, I know you guys can't comment unless you're like logged into a YouTube account. So again, I would love for you guys to actually interact with these videos more so I can see some new faces and talk to you guys. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys give it a big thumbs up, please. And again, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.